I love my kids deeply, more than I can explain. But there have been moments where I've quietly missed myself. And for a long time, I didn't know if I was allowed to say that. This is Diary of a Mom. I thought love would make everything simple. That once I become a mom, everything will just make sense. I knew life would be busier. I knew I'd have less time. I knew things would change. But I didn't realize how much of me would become harder to reach. The version of me that used to feel familiar. The version of me that existed before everyone needed something from me. I remember one day, I had a few unexpected quiet minutes. No one needed anything. Nothing urgent was happening. The kind of rare pause you think you've been wanting. And I remember sitting there, not knowing what to do with myself. That moment stayed with me. Because before motherhood, I would have known, I would have had instincts, things I enjoyed, things I wanted to do, ways I naturally filled empty space. But in that moment, I just sat there. And I remember thinking, what do I even like anymore? And that question hit harder than I expected. Because it wasn't really about hobbies. It wasn't about connection with anyone else. It was about connection to myself. And after that, I started noticing how often I moved through life in response to mood. What needs doing? What needs me? What's next? What did I forget? And somewhere inside all of that, my own voice had gotten quieter. My preferences, my spontaneity, my little pieces of self. Not gone, just buried under responsibility. I think identity loss in motherhood is rarely dramatic. It doesn't usually happen in one big moment. It happens slowly in tiny changes. You choose everyone else first enough times, and eventually you stop checking where you are in the equation. You become incredibly present for everyone else and strangely absent from yourself. And the complicated part is you can love being a mom and still miss who you were. You can be grateful and still feel grief. You can adore your children and still long for pieces of yourself. These feelings do not cancel each other out. If you've ever thought, I love this life, but I miss me. If you've ever had quiet time and realized you don't know what you need anymore, you are not selfish. You are not broken. You are not ungrateful. You're responding to real shift. Maybe missing yourself isn't a sign something is wrong. Maybe it's an invitation to reconnect, to get curious again, to slowly ask, what still feels like me now? What has changed? What wants to come back? You don't need to become your old self, but you do deserve a relationship with your current self. You haven't disappeared. You've just been tending to everyone else but yourself. If this felt familiar, stay here. Because this space is for the parts of motherhood we don't always say out loud. And if you've been missing yourself lately, you are not alone in that. Be gentle to yourself. See you in my next episode. Take care for now.